All right. Hey, everyone. Hope we're having a good day. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. So, today I'm going to talk about cold calling, but specifically the opening of a cold call. I like to separate out the opening from the main part of the call because I think the opening is actually where a lot of people go wrong. And if you get off to the wrong note at the outset of a call, it's really hard to reel it back in. You start getting that defensive tone. They're really pushing you away. And even if the message you end up delivering is solid, oftentimes the deal breaker was at the opening where it kind of got off to the wrong note. So I want to show you how you can make this opening really easy for yourself. I think a lot of people overcomplicate it. A lot of the mistakes I'm going to talk about are the exact mistakes I made. I learned through trial and error and realized that there was an easier way to do this. And a lot of what's taught is actually just unnecessary in my opinion. So the opening is really important and it can help you get off on the right footing. And that's what I want to show you how to do here. So before I get into what my opening is, I just want to quickly touch on the three most common pitfalls I see at the outset of the call. And these were mistakes, all mistakes that I made when I was a rep. I did all these things. A lot of this stuff is taught, and I think things are different today. I think you have to be more concise in your opening. So here are the three things. One is confirming whether you're speaking to the correct contact. Two is confirming whether the prospect has time to talk or 30 seconds to talk. And then third is just asking too many questions in general at the beginning of a call. So now I'm going to go into more detail on each. So first, confirming whether you're speaking to the correct contact. This sounds something like, hey, is this John Smith from Verizon? I'm just going to pick an account. Hey, is this John Smith from Verizon or John Smith? And are you the controller at Verizon? Okay. Um, and the reason I don't think this is necessary is it makes you sound like a stranger, unfamiliar, and just lost. So picture yourself on your day to day. You're working, you're in the middle of what you're normally doing, your daily grinds, and you pick up a random number and are asked whether it's you or not. So for me, it would be, hey, is this Connor Murray? Or hey, Connor, I don't know about you, but when I get calls like that, my defenses immediately go up because it's generally, I know they don't know me. I wasn't expecting the call. It's usually something not good. It's like my insurance company telling me that I'm like late on some bill and that I got to pay up with interest or something like that. It's generally ever a positive thing. So what I tell people is don't cause their defenses to go up. Just assume the data is accurate. You're going to find out otherwise anyway. If you start going into your talk track and it's not them, they're going to stop you. So you don't need to confirm it's them because it just puts them on the defensive. Two is confirming whether the prospect has time to talk or 30 seconds to talk. It sounds like, hey, do you have time for me to tell you why I'm calling right now? Or, hey, do you have 30 seconds for me to tell you why I'm calling? And then you can decide whether you want to continue the conversation. This gets taught a lot, and it's something I tried too when I was new as a rep. What I found was it just felt awkward, and it gave them an out. It gave them a reason to say, no, I don't have time to talk. No, I'm busy. I'm going into a meeting. What's this about? And now you have that negative defensive tone, and it's hard to pull it back in. So my philosophy, what I teach reps is if they picked up the phone, they have time to talk. And if you speak with purpose and conviction, they will listen to you. So I don't know about you, but when I answer the phone, it's because I have time to talk. If I'm actually busy, like I'm going into a meeting or something, I don't answer the phone. I don't even consider it. If I'm actually busy, I just put it on silent. I'll call them back later. So if they're answering the phone, they're signaling by that action that they have time to talk. Maybe it's only a little and maybe it has to be important, but that's where this opening is going to help deal with that. So that's number two. And then number three is just asking too many questions in general. So it's like, how's your day going? How's it going today? Where you're like actually asking how it's going for them. Or did I catch you at a bad time? Again, gives them an out. Like it gives them the chance to say, yeah, you did. I'm going into a meeting or something like that. So what I tell people is you're being too polite. Stop trying to make small talk. It's not necessary. It doesn't add value to the cold calls. If anything, it takes away from it. So those are three of the most common ones. There's probably more, but a lot of them probably fall into this bucket. So if you see yourself doing one of these, remember this video and catch yourself. But now you might be thinking, all right, well, what's left? Like if I can't do any of this, then what is there left to say? What's the opening? So now that's what we're going to get into. This is the opening. and it's much easier in my opinion. So every call, I've done this thousands of times. I've taught this to reps. It works for them. I've seen it work so many times. You start off the call, they say hello. You say, hey, this is Connor Murray calling from blank. How you doing? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, good, doing all right, good, how are you? There's not much else they can say. And notice the difference that I did ask how they're doing, but I said it with a downward inflection. It signaled, hey, I'm giving you a formality here. Just give me a formality back and I'll go right into why I'm calling. So it's not, hey, this is Connor Murray calling from blank. How you doing today? It's, hey, this is Connor Murray calling from blank. How you doing? And then all they can give you is a formality. So to run it back, they'll say, hey, this is Connor Murray calling from blank. How you doing? Good. I'm just reaching out because now I've completely neutralized the beginning of the call. All the goal is signal that you want a formality. So it doesn't need to be this line. I'm not giving you words to say. This is just the line I prefer. It could be, hey, this is Connor Murray calling from blank. How are you today? Like that downward slope that signals, give me a formality and I'll get right into why I'm calling. Because we just interrupted their day. They might be busy. It's 10:37 on a Tuesday. They might be working. Like they don't have time to tell you how their day is going. I don't care what they had for breakfast. I don't care how the weather is where they are. And they don't care about that on my end either. Like this is business. So people appreciate this. So the goal and overall is to neutralize the beginning of the call, just get a formality back and then go right into why you're calling. And we can go into other trainings on what that talk track is, but this is why I like to separate out the opening, because this is how you get off on the right foot. So when I teach this to reps and they try it, it's like a sigh of relief that comes over, because now it's like, I don't need to worry about if they have 30 seconds to talk. I don't know if I caught them at a bad time or if it's John Smith. I don't need to worry about any of that. I just start every call like this. It applies to any persona in any department, much less variance, and then you get right into the primary message. So one more time, you can try it on your next calls. Hey, this is Connor Murray calling from blank. How you doing? Good. I'm just reaching out because, and then get into it. And we can go into that on other calls. But hopefully this helped, something you can try. I hope you can see how this can be easier, not harder. Simple is better, less is more. You're going to see that a lot in my trainings. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining.